Welcome back to our channel. Women don't always make it obvious when they want you. Some will play hard to get, sending mixed signals, acting a little distant or making you work for their attention. But even when she's holding back, there are still subtle clues that give her away in this video. We'll break down the clear signs that she's turned on, but playing hard to get, so you'll know exactly what's going on. Pay close attention to these clues, because they can make all the difference in knowing when to take the next step, and make sure to watch until the end. 1. Once you recognize these signals, you'll know exactly what to do. Sign number 1. She creates moments of intimacy, then pulls away. You might have noticed a woman leaning in close when she talks to you, speaking in a softer tone that feels almost intimate, or bringing up deep personal topics that make it seem like she's letting you into her world. In those moments, the connection feels real, like she's opening up and inviting you closer. But then just as suddenly she pulls away, the warmth fades, she changes the subject, or she physically distances herself as if the moment never happened. Well, women do this because they're feeling the chemistry, but aren't ready to fully give in. It could be a mix of excitement, nerves, or even a way to test how you'll respond. Some women enjoy building that tension, making sure the attraction is mutual before letting things escalate. Others might be battling their own hesitation. Maybe they want you but aren't sure if they should make the first move. Either way, this back and forth isn't random. It's a way of navigating the emotions, attraction and control in the situation. Number 2. She reacts to your touch, then acts like it didn't happen. Have you ever touched a woman, just a light casual touch, and feel her body react before she quickly pretends nothing happened? Well guys, that's not your imagination. When a woman is turned on, but playing hard to get, her body will betray her, even if she tries to act cool. Maybe your hand brushes against hers and she doesn't pull away immediately, or your fingers graze her lower back and you notice her take a slightly deeper breath. There's a split second where the energy shifts. Her body tenses or leans in just a little, but then, as if flipping a switch, she snaps back to normal acting, like she didn't just feel that spark. She might even change the subject, crack a joke, or move slightly away, as if to reset the moment. For instance, you could place your hand on her thigh for a second while laughing at a joke, and instead of pulling back, she stays still. Maybe even shifts closer before suddenly crossing her legs and casually looking at her phone. She knows exactly what she's doing, and that little moment of hesitation before she pulls away, that's your sign that she felt something too. Number 3, she maintains intense eye contact, then avoidance. There's something electric about the way she looks at you, deep, lingering eye contact that feels almost magnetic, like she's drawn to you without even realizing it. Her eyes lock onto yours across the room, holding your gaze for just a second too long, making it clear that she feels something. But then just as quickly, she looks away, pretending to be busy with something else, as if the moment never happened. This push and pull can be confusing, but it often happens when she's feeling turned on, yet unsure if she wants to fully give in. She enjoys the tension, the silent connection, but she doesn't want to make it too obvious. For instance, you might catch her staring at you from across the table, her lips slightly parted, as if she's lost in thought. The second you meet her gaze, she quickly glances down at her drink, fidgets with her straw, and starts talking to someone else. Yet minutes later, you catch her doing it again. It's that back and forth of desire and restraint, a game of silent temptation that keeps you wondering what's really on her mind. Number 4, she is touchy-feely, but then withdraws 1 minute. She's leaning in close, her fingers lightly tracing your arm as she laughs at something you said, and for a moment the chemistry is undeniable. Her body language is open, her eyes linger a little longer, and she's subtly closing the space between you. But just when you think the moment is leading somewhere, she suddenly pulls away. crossing her arms, checking her phone, or acting as if nothing just happened. This back and forth can be confusing, but it often happens when she's feeling turned on, yet hesitant to fully give in. She might be battling between her desires and the need to maintain a sense of control, testing how you'll react to her mixed signals. For example, she might rest her hand on your thigh while talking, letting it linger just a second too long, only to quickly remove it and shift in her seat, as if she didn't just send a wave of electricity through the moment she wants to feel the excitement of the tension, but isn't ready to let it completely take over, at least not yet. Sign number 5, flirty teasing, then acts indifferent. She's playing a game and you can feel it one moment. She's leaning in with a sly smile, teasing you about how good you look today, or making a playful joke with just the right amount of flirtation in her tone. Her eyes sparkle with mischief, and there's something in the way she bites her lip or laughs a little too long that makes it clear she's feeling the tension between you. But just when you start to lean into the moment, thinking she's fully engaged, she suddenly shifts her body language, cools down her tone, becomes more casual, and she acts as if the flirtation never happened. It's a push and pull game, a mix of desire and restraint that keeps you guessing. For instance, she might playfully run her fingers along your arm and say, "Wow, I didn't realize you worked out," with a smirk, only to quickly change the subject and act completely uninterested when you flirt back. She's testing the waters, enjoying the excitement, but holding back just enough to keep you on your toes. Number 6, her breathing changes around you. There's something about the way her breath changes when you're close that gives her away, even if she tries to hide it. You might notice it when you lean in to say something, and for just a moment she inhales a little deeper, like she's catching her breath. Or maybe when your eyes meet, her chest rises and falls in a way that seems just a bit more controlled, as if she's trying to keep her composure. It's subtle, but if you pay attention, you'll see the signs her breathing might slow down when she's fully engaged in the moment, or becomes slightly uneven when the tension between you builds. But just as quickly as you notice it, she corrects herself, taking a deliberate deep breath or shifting her posture like nothing happened. For instance, imagine you're sitting close to her, and as you brush a strand of hair from her face, she lets out a barely noticeable shaky exhale before quickly looking away and acting normal. That quick moment of hesitation, that's her body reacting before her mind steps in to keep things under control. Number 7, she avoids being alone with you, but her attraction is obvious. You ever notice a woman who clearly flirts with you, locks eyes a little too long, and finds excuses to touch you, but when it's time to hang out alone, she suddenly gets busy or brings a friend along? That's no accident when a woman is turned on, but playing hard to get. Being alone with you feels too intense. She knows the attraction is strong, and part of her wants to see where things go, but another part of her wants to slow things down, stay in control, or make you work for it. So instead of putting herself in a situation where things might naturally escalate, she keeps things playful in public, but avoids those one-on-one moments where the tension could explode. For example, you suggest grabbing dinner together, and instead of saying yes, she says, "That sounds fun. Maybe we should invite Brittany too." Or she's laughing and leaning into you all night at a party. But when you suggest heading out somewhere quieter, she suddenly has to leave. The attraction is obvious, she's just not ready to let herself fully give in yet. Sign number 8, she sends mixed signals through text, hot and cold texting. Sometimes it feels like she's all in, sending flirty messages, laughing at your jokes, and even double texting when you take too long to reply. The conversation flows effortlessly, and she seems genuinely interested, keeping things going late into the night, but then out of nowhere the energy shifts. Suddenly, she takes hours to respond, gives you dry one-word answers, or disappears for a day without explanation. It's confusing because just yesterday she was the one initiating and keeping things fun. This hot and cold texting pattern isn't random. It's a mix of attraction, hesitation, and sometimes a subtle game of control. She might be testing to see if you'll chase, keeping herself from looking too interested, or simply managing her own emotions. For instance, one night she might send, "I love talking to you, you're so easy to be around." And the next day when you text her back, she replies with just LOL. Yeah, it's frustrating, but also a sign that she's feeling something. She just isn't ready to give in completely. Yet in summary, a woman who's turned on but playing hard to get will still show subtle signs of attraction. You just have to know what to look for. Pay attention, stay confident, and read between the lines. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.